Welcome, everyone. This is the afternoon session for our workshop here at the Texas Census Research Data Center, CRDC. Say after me. Okay. We're in acronym land here, and you're going to learn about other acronyms. We had a very good morning session, very productive conversation. We hope to have more of the same and expect to this afternoon. There's a lot of overlap, I'm sure, so some of you will have heard a few of the remarks I'm about to make this morning, but we have a lot of new people too, so welcome. I'm really glad you took time out of your day to come and join us. We have a distinguished panel of experienced RDC researchers who are here to share their knowledge, wisdom, and advice with us, and we're going to take this time to try to help people who are interested in using the resource of a Census Research Data Center think more concretely about proposal efforts and what is involved in running a project through an RDC. So this morning I went through a list, which I'll do now, repeating the number of colleges here at Texas A&M which are represented in the RSVP list, and there are more attending who all didn't have the opportunity or the time to RSVP, but we have the College of Agriculture represented, Architecture, the Bush School, Business, Engineering, Geosciences, Liberal Arts, and Science. So we're covering the waterfront here at Texas A&M, and then we have the School of Rural Public Health, Texas Transportation Institute from the Texas A&M system, and then other universities. We have fellow consortium members, University of Texas, Austin, and Baylor University here. Also, we have visitors from University of Texas Medical Branch Galveston, the University of Houston, and Rice University, and others. Of course, we have panelists here from around the country. This morning you missed the ritual humiliation of our panelists, but they all had to put on an A&M hat for a few minutes. So I'm wearing mine now just to show solidarity. And some people actually put them on because they were secure. Others didn't, not so much. Good sports all. If you weren't here in the morning, and you just arrived, I want to let you know that you are free to take a self-guided tour. The handouts that you picked up when you walked in show you where the space are and where the little signs are on the easels. It will point you to the rooms that are going to be part of the RDC when it is fully implemented. And you can go in the room 104 down here, and you can imagine this is where there's going to be 10 cubicles with 10 workstations where I and my graduate students can sit and look at computer screens. So flights of fancy. The purpose of the meeting today is to follow up on our work in the fall, where we were promoting awareness of the RDC, the Research Data Center. In the fall, people came in from the Census Bureau, Ron Jarman, Lucia Foster, and they talked in general terms about the wonderful things that you could do at an RDC and how you ought to get one. Reminded me of an old Gulf Western oil service company commercial in the 70s. If you don't own an oil well, get one. If you don't have an RDC up and running, get one. Well, we got one. We are in the process of getting one. And it's a big investment by the university and the consortium involved. And so this workshop today is to help get people up to speed a little bit more on what it takes to go forward and be successful with projects so that that investment will pay off. The way the discussion will be organized is that each presenter will have a chance to talk about their own research and some of their experiences. The purpose of this is to give you a taste of their research. It is not for them to make a full-blown research presentation, because our assumption is you would like to learn from them how they got stuff done, so you can do some of the same thing. And at the same time, I want to make you aware the handout that you have. If you scroll down, you'll find that there are brief descriptions of the panelists with a listing of a couple of papers, just a selection. And if you go to the website and download or load up the PDF, You can pop into selected papers. If you've got a wireless laptop here, you can do it right now. Anyway, you can find out more about the research program and the actual projects and research products that the panelists here have produced. But as we move forward here, we're going to let them share with us advice about how to be effective in developing proposals and how to be successful in conducting projects. Okay, a couple of remarks before we begin about what the role of the staff at the RDC is. Our role is to facilitate. We would like to make you aware of the resources, the timetable for when things are going to become available, and give you some guidance on how to move forward with developing proposals if you decide that is something you want to do. The RDC, as you will learn, involves a very close collaboration with the Census Bureau, and we will be a liaison between the individual researchers and the Census Bureau, helping that process work more smoothly. In the proposal writing phase, investigators who haven't done this before will want and need help, and we can provide some of that. Part of what we can do is with workshops like this is give you tips that the panelists will share with you about how to think about projects and how to plan appropriately. So that's a benefit. If you're new to the process, you'll be like me because I'm new to the process, and you'll have to study a lot of documents. You'll have to get ready to hunker down and just learn what it takes to meet particular requirements that are involved here, just as you would if you were applying to NSF or NIH for the first time. There's a system to learn. We can help with that to some extent, but obviously we can't write the proposal. We won't have the ideas, but we can help point you in the right direction. We have 3 graduate assistants on staff this spring who can help with information inquiries to make it a little more efficient to determine if certain data are available, yes or no, within the RDC framework. And at a certain point, you'll be on your own deciding if the data that are there are appropriate for your questions. So that's our role. And now I'm going to step back and get out of the way. I have, to begin, asked Sean Clemick, who's the Director of Research with the Center for Economic Studies at the U.S. Census Bureau, which this morning I called the mothership of the RDCs. All of the RDCs around the country that are elsewhere coordinate with the Center for Economic Studies. So they play the leadership role in the network. And I guess I have made a mistake because we didn't have the ritual humiliation. I haven't introduced everybody. So I will, walking down from the far end of the table to Sean, who will then share some thoughts with us. We have Justin Denny from Rice, and Justin is an assistant professor who has done health-related research in an RDC. And I guess you worked through the National Center for Health Statistics RDC. And I think we have this afternoon probably more people than this morning who are interested in health. So Justin has direct experience he can share with us. Charlie Tolbert is the department chair at the Department of Sociology at the University of Baylor, a longtime RDC user, and he's responsible for Texas A&M having a Census Research Data Center. He came here in 2002, bugging us, saying, you ought to get one of these. So actually, your plan was to bring one to Baylor, and you just wanted us to say it was a good thing. And he got us convinced. And then over time, an opportunity presented itself here, and it's worked out. So what goes around comes around. You planted the seed, and it's taking root. Okay, then we have Jonathan Fisher from the New York Baruch College RDC there. And recommended to us as one of the more experienced RDC administrators, especially knowledgeable about the process involved in getting proposals written in the way that is necessary to get them approved. Zulema Valdez is an associate professor of sociology here at Texas A&M. She's had a couple of projects in RDCs, one as a graduate student, one as a postdoc, and she's got cautionary tales as well as success stories to share with us, and all are helpful.